Alright, so we need a way to get into a...
Yeah, the squad, the ghostly robes. I just saw that
Yeah,
message.
I'm very excited for the ghostly robes at some point.
So when do we do Desert Treasure anyway?
Desert
Oh,
Treasure 1?
it's probably the tab labeled Ancient Magic in all caps.
What? Would I do that?
Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Cape Quest. With our adventures with the Ham faction done for the time being, possibly for quite a very long time, we get to start dealing with one of my personal favorite quest lines. Far in the south of Mauritania, there's a vampire kingdom, and we're gonna help some people start a resistance against it. But first, there's a museum that needs a little bit of help from us.
There are two ways to get into a place we're going to need to go for this. You can either take a pot of crushed bones and a bucket of ectoplasm to a particular statue and trade that for 5 tokens to get into the city.
The Ectofundus.
Or you can pay the charter crew 4,100 coins to sail you there.
Alright, well, I'm getting a bucket.
Yes, I will go grab a bucket too.
A little bit of extra walking is not that bad.
Yeah, so do make sure that you bring some bones with you.
Oh, don't worry. I will acquire those bones.
Petition for them to say, ooh, well, there. Yeah. Great, now we're gonna have to do that when the time
Yeah, no
comes.
petition needed. You think I wasn't going to already do that?
Right?
Unprovoked?
And then, of course, after we do this quest, we get to start one of my favorite quest lines and then do one of my favorite standalone quests.
Good. Very
So
good.
this is going to be a good night for RuneScape. And that standalone quest gets you about as close to playing the slot machines as you can get in this game. Because it unlocks the Shades of Morton minigame.
Gambling, you say?
Well, specifically how it works is that you have to kill Shades to get their remains. And then you have to make sacred logs to burn those remains on. Which gets you keys that you can then take into the nearby ruins and use them to open chests.
That's so many steps.
But you see, the reason I compare it to a slot machine is, normally what I would do is I would go on the Grand Exchange, buy the sacred logs, and the shade remains. And just do it that way. But there's no guarantee you're going to get your money back.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
Because the rewards from the chests range from, at least I can high alch it, to, wow, this is actually really useful. And everything in between.
Honestly, that seems to cover a lot of stuff in RuneScape. Like, yeah, this minigame gives you a bunch of stuff. It's incredibly hard and completely RNG based, but, you know, stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I guess it just describes MMOs in general now that I think about it.
Listen, what's the point in grinding if the drops are guaranteed? Or something along those lines?
You've heard of licking boots, but have you heard of licking the Skinner box?
Look, I've played enough League and Overwatch in my time.
Don't remind me. Bad.
Or I guess if you tie it into things like Magic and Hearthstone, you can just use that one Chronicles of Narnia quote about not citing the old Magic to me.
That was there when it was written.
As you crack another pack of Versus Legacy.
I returned. Wait, what? Pack of versus Legacy?
Don't worry about it.
What?
I actually don't know if we'll be seeing any frogs tonight.
We'll be seeing Vanstrom Klaus.
We sure will be seeing Vanstrom Klaus.
That is a very fancy name.
It sure is.
For a very trustworthy guy.
Yes. I hear he also likes to go by Alucard, but that might just be a rumor.
I I can't do the theme from Symphony of the Night.
Who are you, and why do I not remember ever doing this quest?
Because you probably remember doing the reward for this quest more than you actually remember doing the quest.
We make our way to a tiny museum northwest of the city of Ardoon. The king plans to tear this place down and convert it back to an outpost, but the curator thinks that if we can find some interesting facet of Ardoon history, we might be able to persuade the king to actually fund the museum and maybe not tear it down. And, how can we turn down such an earnest request?
I just realized this is like every 80s kids movie. We gotta save the community center.
Don't you dare drag... Sorry, I know you're referencing a generic trope, but it just makes me think of Stardew Valley. Don't you dare drag Stardew Valley into this. It did nothing wrong, and a lot of things right.
Oh yeah, no, Stardew Valley's great.
Graham, do you know what that plot is actually like legitimately the plot line to? The movie Break Into Electric Boogaloo.
The only reason I know that is I've seen the Cinema Snob review of it, and I was cracking up the entire time.
I own it on DVD.
I'm so proud of you. Oh, I did not realize there was text on screen.
I didn't either. That is tiny.
Uh,
I'm wondering how long it's going to be till we have our first really, long training session.
what's going to be the next skill we have to train now that I think about it?
Ranged.
Is it ranged?
Yeah. It's on the tab we're on right now. I was looking at the same thing, which is the only reason I know that.
No, it takes 33 agility. Oh. Wait, am I the only one who doesn't have 33 agility?
How do you not have 33 agility?
Yeah,
Why-
right?
Why would I have 33 agility?
Graham, I have 36 agility.
Hang on, I have to look this up.
And then on the next tab, what's our first?
Yeah, we shouldn't hit 33 until Troll Stronghold or Troll Romance actually.
Huh.
But we've been putting every lamp into it.
I mean, Herblore was also an option.
Oh yeah, well every lamp that we had the option to put into agility.
Yeah,
Where did my
so we
lamp
should be
go?
at 31.
The first person we talk to is the silver merchant in the Ardoon market. He knows that his grandfather had something to do with the outpost that's become the museum, but he's not really sure what. He does give us an enchanted key, and he hopes that it'll help us figure out more about what's going on.
You want to replay the Red Dead series? I honestly have never actually played one of them. I always wanted to play Red Dead Redemption 1, and I've heard great things about Red Dead Redemption 2 as well.
They are both great games. Red Dead Redemption 1 is as close to perfect as I can give a game like that.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead Redemption 2... It is one of the most impressive games that I've ever seen, but because of that, it's super intimidating to actually play through.
That's fair. Yeah,
There is so much content.
Yeah, I definitely need to play through them both at some point here.
I played through the first one and Undead Nightmare, and I don't own a PS4 or 5, so I can't play the second. Is the second one on PC now?
Yes, it
Also-
is.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, having the ending
Yeah.
spoiled on a game like that can really
I
hurt
definitely-
the desire to get through. Also, Kat, here is a second look at the penguins.
It's still a really good ride, even if you have had the major stuff spoiled for you, but yeah, that's fair. It does definitely something.
Yeah, there are some games where every once in a while I'm like, I really should replay this, and then I stop and I'm like, on shorts, that's a terrible way to get stuff spoiled.
Oof.
Yeah, what was it recently that I was sitting there like, yeah, I really want to replay this, and then I just didn't because I just sat there like, I already know what's gonna happen.
It's the eternal curse of, like, I absolutely adored this game. I'm going to pack every bit of knowledge I have of this game away in my brain forever. It's like me with Undertale right now. I'd love to replay Undertale. I remember every single story beat of that game.
Yeah, I replay through that one every time my computer crashes, but I haven't played it in quite a while. Also, I think we just lost Alex.
No.
I'm still here. My connection to RuneScape just sucks for some reason.
I'm pretty sure the game that Past Me was talking about was Bioshock 1. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I adore the story, and the gameplay is a ton of fun, and just that escort mission right near the end of the game always seems to stop any desire I have to finish a playthrough. Following the Enchanted Key's clues, we find a buried journal that once belonged to a follower of Zamorak that stayed with several other followers in that outpost long ago. They were responsible for such charming mischief as setting people on fire, poisoning the town's water supply, oh yeah, and turning all of the city's children invisible. Needless to say, the people of Ardoon were not fans of this behavior, and the journal ends with the heavy implication of impending vigilante justice.
Alright, so I guess it's back to... Oh, we have to go up to Relica now. What's the fastest way to Relica?
There's a fairy ring there, somewhere in there, at least.
Yeah, and it'll give Alex a nice preview of Zogre Flesh Eaters.
I don't like any of those words.
It's fine. They're harmless. The draw distance is a little bad, but this is where the ogres bury their dead. It's currently overrun by zombies, and we'll deal with it at some point in the future.
Yep. Zombie ogre, hence Zogre.
Graham, it's the Schmiskets thing all over again.
Oh, you hadn't noticed? You hadn't noticed that they do that with ogres in this game? You know,
Yeah,
like the
ogre.
jogers we killed a
Ogre.
while ago?
Why would you point this out to me? I hate it so much.
At some point in this game, there's a skeleton ogre, which are skogres.
Mm-hmm. We'll eventually deal with mogres a couple times, actually.
Yep.
Honestly, anytime I've seen a cannon, I've just seen someone set it up right in the middle of the zoo.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, the zoo's an okay place to set a cannon up, but, like, you don't get anything good for it.
I like the Khazard battlefield should just be the default place.
Just become the third faction in the war.
Mhm.
Put the cannon
yes,
down.
The wars of the dangerous Majorat General Khazard. At least I think he's a Majorat even in this version of the game.
Yeah, he is.
And, the forces of the poor gnomes he's trying to oppress. Oh, and then there's Steve. Steve has a cannon. That's enough.
Steve is winning this battle.
Steve is winning.
The Battle of Gnomeburger Hill.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That I am. Why? Has he killed
I
one
know
of your
it.
family?
Hey, kill one of your family? I have family?
Well, of course you do. How do you think you were born? I don't know, man. I just got here.
Eats kittens for lunch and bunnies for tea? What? Why would he do this?
I feel like I just got access to someone's, security question answers.
Either that or we just sped through Banjo-Kazooie.
I forgot that there's Olaf the Bard, who has a unique skill cape on.
Is this just what Andrew Tate put in his dating profile?
Well, now it is. Oh, hey, someone did set a cannon up in the crab area.
Our journey takes us to Dron, the famous warrior in Relica who, for some reason, will only talk to us if we prove he's actually famous by answering a bunch of random questions about him. This man eats kittens for lunch and bunnies for tea and is probably the single worst human being we will interact with on this entire quest. But he does tell us that the outpost was also the site of a battle many years ago, where two brothers fought to a standstill, one following the god Zamorak, the other following the god Saradomin, and after witnessing the destruction they both caused, they gave that up and started following Guthix. One founded the city of Ardoon, and the other decided to found the marketplace in Ardoon. So we've definitely found some very interesting stuff, but I think we can find a little bit more before we go talk to the king.
No, please get away from the vampires. I don't have a good way to handle them at the moment.
I want to chop down the hollow trees, but there's no point yet.
And it takes 45 wood cutting.
Shut your mouth. I went the wrong direction.
Oh no, I'm following you.
Alright. No, just stick to the wall. Ignore the vampire. It's fine. And here we go. Okay. I wasn't that far off.
Way about getting around saying those sentences. About as chaotic as eating a banana on camp.
Alex, where'd you go?
Yep.
I lost track of you. How do we get in?
Go north along the wall.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Oh, there, we're over here.
Yep.
We have to buy our way in, and in order to do that, we must worship at this, the Ectofuntus.
All hail the green scoop, yes. It really does look like an ice cream scoop.
Did you bring a pot and a bucket?
Yes.
Cool.
Did you bring bones?
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Did you bring bones, Connor?
Yes, my own.
Sorry, I prefer my RuneScape characters boneless.
Yeah, exactly. Please debone this adventurer and send them back.
I had a moment over the weekend when I was getting some pizza that was... It had big, please send this back to the kitchen and bring it back boneless energy.
Oh no.
A lady had ordered for her, I think, grandson. And, for some reason, they had forgotten to put cheese on his pizza.
Oh.
And when they offered to remake it, she just said, "No, he's a toddler. Just throw some cheese on it and melt it a little bit. He won't notice." POV, you're a mint chocolate chip fan. As a mint chocolate chip fan, you're right.
I, too, am a mint chocolate chip fan. Which, in my household, is apparently a controversial take.
Also, Graham, thank you. You just reminded me of one of my favorite, old memes.
Oh.
None pizza with left beef.
None pizza with left.
You know what's funny is that I'm pretty sure the kid's, great uncle or something made that exact joke.
So make sure very carefully you use the bones on the hopper.
Yeah, don't bury them.
If you click bury up here, it has an "Are you sure" box that pops up.
Oh, good.
that's
It didn't
so
used to do
nice.
that. I can't tell you how many bones I have buried at that spot.
Yeah, the number of dragon bones I've just pounded into the floor up there. I worship the Ectofuntus.
Ask me how I figured that out.
That is so much nicer than it used to be.
The last person that we need to talk to is Droalak. He's a ghost who actually did die in the battle at the outpost. And in fact, he actually has a scroll with some details about the outpost's history that he's more than willing to share with us if we do him a little favor and give his wife a gift for him. You see, he went against her wishes, and he just wants her to know that he still cares and hopefully that she'll forgive him and they can both move on to a happy afterlife.
Well, buddy, I reconciled you to your wife. Problem is, you were her unfinished business, so she's gone now. Goodbye. It's a happy ending, folks.
Uh-oh, I just realized we're gonna have a hat trick on the penguins this stream.
Triple penguin,
3 times the black and white cuddly goodness.
3 times the communism.
Ugh.
The Cold War is coming.
Just the Soviet national anthem, but as a round. That would sound awful. I'm just picturing it in my head. It's just a wall of sound.
I almost want to hear it. I'm a little scared too, though. We'll see how ambitious Future Graham is feeling when he's editing this. That wouldn't be that hard to do in Premiere. I would just have to find a decent, MP3 file of the Soviet national anthem. Futuregram is so rude. Futuregram is going to have a lot of problems when it comes to editing these videos.
Whose fault is that, you monster?
Yours, usually.
You know what, fair?
I was gonna say, which one of us made the comment about General Grievous with shovels instead of lightsabers?
True.
So really what you're saying, Kat, is past Alex is Futuregram's problem.
We take our compiled information to the king, who I must stress once again is definitely not a bad guy. And he is overjoyed to learn some of his own personal history and agrees to actually fund the museum and not tear it down like we were hoping. We take this news back to the curator, and that is quest complete.
Remind me after I get some of this crap out of my inventory to go grab runes and magic stuff. Anyway, time to start the quest.
The nails, Connor. We need the nails.
Oh, no, none of you get anything. They're my nails.
To start the next quest, we speak to Vanstrom Klaus, who is just chilling in the inn in Canifus. He tells us about a resistance movement against the vampires far to the south called the Myrique, and he's worried about them. He wants us to deliver some supplies, so, I mean, hey, seems like a noble task to us, and this man is definitely trustworthy.
I am fighting Agast. Very friendly looking guys. If you don't have the proper protective measures, they eat all your food. Oh no, they're exactly like friends then. Yes. Yes, ghasts are very friendly. Alex, is there any reason you wandered into the graveyard full of... I guess they're only level 42 ghouls.
Free country, isn't it?
It sure is. Break into your house and eat your chips. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Until you throw mushrooms at them, and then they go away.
Yeah, it's like the Third Amendment, or whatever.
I just gotta hope I don't drop below the 5 charges of my druid pouch.
Yeah, I grinded up to 10, and that might have actually been a good idea.
Dang it! How do I get more?
Do you have a sickle on you?
Yeah.
Stand next to some of the fallen logs. I would get a little closer to town before doing it. There are a couple good spots you can grab multiple at once.
By closer to town, you mean Morton or?
Yeah, closer to Morton. Yeah, just so there's less time for the ghasts to be a problem.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm standing just on the other side of the bridge from the swamp to the Morton.
Is fully a shade. What?
I'm being menaced by some blamish snails. How many hours we have spent setting things on fire.
I was gonna say, though, to really, really get the feel, we need to go to the lobby/office space of that one resort on Hawaii.
I actually just was remembering all of that not that long ago. I was gonna say, I would keep moving if I were you, Alex.
Oh god.
This place is terrible. These are the shades. There are too many of them.
They seem friendly.
They sure are something. Yeah, so we will be back here. And the nice part is, once we do this quest, you can actually, like, reverse what we're about to do to get through the swamp much faster and much more safely.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, like, it is, as Connor can attest, it is super handy.
Mm-hmm.
No frogs in the swamp, Cat, just lots of snails, and some ghasts who can just leave me alone anytime now. I can't help but feel like there's just a whole bunch of lore that... just... I don't know how you're supposed to figure any of this out without a guide.
After following a cryptic and rather well-hidden path, we managed to find the Myrique, who were more than happy to receive their gifts and... oh, yeah, saw this coming. Turns out Vanstrom Klaus is actually a high-ranking vampire, and he immediately kills a couple of the Myrique before making the typical villain mistake of sicking his pet on us to finish us off. Well, we'll make him pay for that one eventually, but for right now, we've got a hellhound to fight.
Like, mine doesn't even look like a safe spot. Like, it's just stuck there.
Hey, just we take those.
You know, given how much bad luck I've had on these in the past, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah, but you've met your first vampire, Alex.
Wait.
And actually seen your first bit of ancient magics, but they don't tell you that up front.
Nice. Combat task completed, that's new.
With the Hellhound sent packing, we head back to the inn to see if we can catch Van Strom while he's still there, but he's been replaced by somebody else. And with our character dramatically swearing revenge, this is quest complete for now. We'll be back with the Myrique before you know it. However, that's where we're going to wrap things up for this video. It feels good to be back narrating again, and as always, you can catch us live every Monday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time over on my Twitch channel, where we're recording these things live as we go through it. We actually are just working our way through some of the tougher quests, at least in the kind of mid-game, so fun stuff going on over there. Anyway, thanks once again for watching this video. I hope you had as much fun with it as I had making it, and I will catch you in the next one.